Russia building these nukes. That's all getting geared up for war, which the Lord is with. It says he is a man of war. He loves it. And he created his people to be his battle axe and weapons of war. So it's just like the Most High. He's like a grand master of playing one of these RTS games. And he's controlling his people to take down and organize and what do you call it? Rule over other nations in righteousness.
He's got super dope micro skills.
Yeah. Nobody can deliver out of the Lord's hand. Okay? Like the scriptures say that battles aren't won through the might of the military, through weapons. Wisdom is what wins the war. Alright, faith and belief in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Ultimately, who he set up and chose to win. And who's going to win at the end? Who's going to win at the end is these people. Alright? As the scriptures say. Okay? The first shall be last, and the last shall be first. And right now, we're the tail, we're the last. So, there's going to come a moment in time where we're going to be first. We're going to take down all of our enemies, man. Okay? So, it says, thou art my battle axe and weapons of war, for with thee will I destroy kingdoms. Okay? You still got that?
Yeah, I was looking for, because you said something. You said something I kind of wanted to find.
You know?
Oh yeah, here it is. Psalm 33 and 16. There is no king saved by the multitude of an host. A mighty man is not delivered by much strength.
Yeah. So there's no king on earth that could say, well, my great army is going to keep me from being taken down. It don't work like that, man. You look at the Assyrio-Babylonian Empire, how great and strong they were. But what? They got taken down. And then the Persian Medes came into power, which are very powerful, strong. And guess what? Who came and take them down? The Greeks. And then so on and so forth. Who took down the Greeks? The Romans, man. All right? And who's going to take down the Romans? Which the scriptures tell you that their empire was strong as iron, that broke in pieces every nation, that ruled the nations in anger. Okay? And that empire is still ruling right now. Took down us as a nation. We're in slavery under them. Okay? But Yahushua gonna come and take down Esau, man. Go ahead. Yeah.
This is Daniel chapter 2, verse 21. And he changeth the times and the seasons. He removeth kings and setteth up kings.
What?
He giveth wisdom unto the wise and knowledge to them that know understanding.
Yeah, God, so the Lord, he removes kings and sets up kings. Just like King Saul and King David. Okay, and it tells you that Saul was a mighty man, was a man of valor, a warrior. And what? The Lord said, nah, I'm gonna take you out the way and set up David. Okay? And then you remember what happened when Saul died. What King David had said about when Saul and Jonathan died. He said, how are the weapons of war broken? How are the weapons of war, the valiant men taken down? And Saul, it says Saul was the tallest Israelite. Saul was the biggest Israelite at that time. His father was Kish, which was a warrior from his youth, a champion, man. How valiant and strong Saul was. Even Saul got taken out the way, man. Just showing you the Lord puts down and sets up who he wants. Just like Esau right now, he's on the throne. He's ruling. And Esau's the weakest nation, man. They're weak all the way down to their loins, man. All the way down to their DNA, they're weak, man. The only thing that has them that strong right now is the Lord is putting spiritual buffs on them. Because Esau can't even have children right now. That's how weak they are as a nation. All right, they're not strong. The Lord said he set up the basis of men. You know, but yes,
Yeah, it does say that in the book of Genesis. You know, one nation shall be stronger than the other.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's these people. We're the strongest of all nations. Now, yeah, you're going to have Jakes that are weaker than other Jakes, but altogether, this is the strongest nation. Okay? So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You're the best at everything you do. Everything you set your heart to. Okay? So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Israelite foreigners. Yeah. You know, the best sports, athletes. Okay? At everything. Bodybuilders. Alright? You got bodybuilders. The best ones out there are Jakes, man. Issachar, Judah, Ephraim. They're out there bodybuilding, natural bodybuilders. Esau step in and bodybuild. You gotta shoot up with all that fucking steroids. You gotta take hella supplements. Okay? That's Esau, man.
Hey, Jake just got too much swag.
Just like,
Jake got too much swag, dude.
just like this Edomite at my job. Just tell me running down all that. I'm taking triple this, I'm taking this, I'm taking that. But if you know about the body types, he's an exomorph. So he's not gonna put on all that muscle because his body is already designed to be a skinny guy, you know? But it just goes to show you that he goes through all types of things, scientific. Oh, I gotta get this thing that's gonna synthesize this, so I need to take this. But it doesn't work, man. He's still weak because that's how he was designed to be.
Man's goings are the Lord.
And that just also shows you that the Most High sets these things up, man.
Yeah.
He's never gonna be as strong as an Israelite, man.
Yeah. Well, that's why Esau's blessing is a sword. He needed to be strengthened, you know. He needed to be strengthened up because even during 70 AD, Jake was there in Esau's military helping Esau take down Jake. Was it Tiberius Alexander? He was a Judite and Esau, one of Esau's main generals, man. That was taking down Jake in the Roman Jewish wars. You know. What?
Hey, but that's Esau, you know, because aside from the sword that he was given, he was also given the serpent's tongue, man. You know, he's a master of deception. That's how he takes over. He makes contracts, and so that you know a nation with more integrity will uphold to the contract. Well, Esau, he already knows in his mind. I made this contract with you, but I'm not going to honor a damn word in it. You know what I mean? In fact, I'm gonna put in fine print Latin and all kinds of weird Greek words and fucking who knows what this means. And then you're gonna read it and be like, oh, well, you know, sign the papers and be like, well, you know, you didn't read carefully enough. Because right here it says that I can do whatever I want. There's a loophole in this. You know what I mean?
That's the reason why Jake would never win in his law system. But I got that precept. This is Psalms chapter 55, verse 21. It says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
The words of his mouth are smoother than butter. Alright? Because what, look, now you got Jake complaining on a super high level about the oppression, about transatlantic slave trade and how they need reparations. And so Esau does little things here and there to kind of calm Jake down. Alright? He'll put a Jake's face on his money. You know what I mean? A gift destroys the heart. And that's that smooth butter. You'd be like, oh, but we're gonna do this for you, we're gonna do that for you. Hey, but what does it say after that?
Right here?
Yeah, come on.
It says, but war was in his heart.
But war was in his heart, man. Well, everything that he does for you, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and it's actually for war. But he packages it in a package with a bow, all right, with a golden ribbon, so that it looks nice, all right. It looks real nice, all right. You're all googly. You're like Esau. Hey, you know what? Fuck this, right? This, that, and the third. Esau could have looked, but hey, I got this for you. Oh shit, you know. They open it up real quick, see what it got. Oh shit, it's a new iPhone. Oh shit. Don't even know that this thing got a goddamn 5G tracking system. It's emitting all kinds of radio waves to give you cancer, make you infertile. All right?
That's what he's doing with the chip, man.
Exactly. Oh, and the chip is gonna look beautiful to you, Jake, man.
I can open the door without a key.
Yeah.
Car without, nobody else can use the gun besides me.
Yeah, the bus passes, all that's gonna be on there, man. You know,
I could open my phone with my mind. Watch.
This Ecclesiastes 7:7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart.
A gift destroyeth the heart. Why? Because a gift, when you receive a gift, it clouds your judgment.
It appeases your wrath.
Yep. So this person might have did something to you, comes with a gift. He's like, maybe this dude ain't so bad. All right, he apologized. Hey, but what does it tell you? To never trust thine enemies. It says, though he come crouching, take good heed of him. And then he'll be to you as a looking glass. You wipe it, and you can see clearly that this guy ain't changed, man. Okay.
This is Sirach chapter 12, verse 10. It says, never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
As iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. So if you leave iron out in the elements, it's raining, it's windy, it's dust, all right? You see a little redness start to form on it. You leave it out there for a week, a month, a year, you go back, the whole thing is corroded and covered in rust. That's how Esau is. He's just getting more and more wicked as time goes on. You don't see him doing nothing. Talking about global warming, we need to clean this, we need to do that, we need to fix this problem. Has he fixed any of these problems? No. He's just like, his words are smoother than butter, man. He just talks a big game, but he don't do a goddamn thing about it, man. He don't change nothing. In fact, he just keeps putting like wickedness on a higher level, man. He's dumping more trash. He's dumping more toxins.
Anything, he took up these scriptures as if he was going to actually do them, pursuing, I believe, Psalms the 50th chapter. So all these curses are coming upon him now, man. He's even, just like the land Sabbath. You don't follow the land Sabbath, man. That's why you got all these crops that are not growing correctly. Like a cluster of grapes back in the ancient world was carried by two mighty men. Now you ain't got no grapes with seeds in it, man.
Nope.
Can't find a watermelon with seeds. Can't even find some fruits with seeds in it, man. But that's Esau thinking, oh, I'm God.
Yeah.
So I need to genetically modify this and then feed it to these people so they could develop cancer, so they could have diabetes, gout, and all types of different diseases that is wrong with them, diseases in the body. And then he goes and says, see, I told you. I'm the one that's making everything work. I'm making this place a better place. Like it was already what they call a utopia, man. A paradise, man.
Well, that's what Eden needs, is a paradise or joy. I got a quick one.
Hey, and what the brother's saying is true, man. And that goes two ways too. He's genetically modifying so that certain fruits, certain vegetables can be in season year round. Not only that, but what happens when you have nothing but seedless fruits and nothing but seedless vegetables? Who is able to plant? How can you, as a regular person just on the street, has a 9-to-5 job or whatever, all right? How are you gonna plant seeds? How are you gonna grow anything, all right? Because Esau wants to make it to where the food is privately controlled by him only. You can't grow nothing, right? Because nothing's gonna have seeds in it, man. Everything got been mutated. That's why he don't like local farmers. That's why he'll go and do operations to take over farms, man. You gotta grow Monsanto, otherwise you ain't growing shit, homie. That's the way. That's how Esau gets down, because he's the devil, man. He covets fields and takes them by violence, man. He takes them by force, and the force that he uses, he ain't gonna roll up on you with an army. The force that he uses now is that oppression. He said, look, you ain't gonna make no money. You're gonna starve if you don't do it my way. You're gonna give me your shit or you're gonna be homeless, man. It's as simple as that. That's the same thing as taking it by force, man. All right, to me, that's still violence.
This is Psalm 7:11. The Most High judgeth the righteous, and the Most High is angry with the wicked every day.
The Most High is angry with the wicked every day, because every day the wicked do wickedness. It says, woe to them that work evil upon their beds, all right? And when the day is light, they practice it because it's in the power of their hands to do it, man. All right, so they constantly, every night, they're up, all right? They're counseling with each other, they're hanging out, they're doing sacrifices, doing weirdo shit, talking to each other, all right? What are we going to do? How are we going to further our agenda? How are we going to keep pushing our agenda? And like the apostles talked about, the technology of today is coming coming so rapidly that they're making new advancements twice a day, man. Twice a day they're making new advancements in technology. So they got new toys, they got new tools to learn and see how they're going to implement for further destruction.
This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, and I'm just going to get to the point. Verse 4, it says, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God.
Yeah, he opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God. So pretty much you feel like you were born a man, but the spirit that's inside me is a woman's spirit. Well, Esau got a cure for that. He'll just cut your rod off and drill a hole in your sack and make a cooch out of it. All right.
Or that is worship, so that ye as God, sitting in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God.
Hey, and Esau's so proud, that's what he does. Esau say, look, we came over here and we conquered these Hispanics. Thank goodness for the so-called white man, because without us, he'd be uncivilized. You wouldn't have all these things. You wouldn't have iPhones. You wouldn't have TVs. All right, because that's what Esau does. He said, look, I brought you modern medicine. I brought you this technology. I brought you the means to be able to cultivate, do this, that, and the third. When all of that's a damn lie, man. But that's how Esau does, man.
Really got it from the name of the trying to get it. Because he didn't know how to cultivate this land when he brought his ass over here.
No, he didn't. Hey, but that goes back to the curse of Cain. He said, he told nothing. Basically, Most High told Cain, nothing's gonna grow for you. All right, you ain't gonna be able to grow shit, and that's why he's got to do all this genetic modifying, man. All right, because Esau's a cursed demon, man.
We got a quick one, real quick. This is Jeremiah 51:19. The portion of Jacob is not like them.
Yeah, the portion of Jacob is not like them. All right, because what? All these other nations, they got idols. They worship demons. All right, Esau worshiping damn self. All right, go ahead.
It says, the portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. The Lord of hosts is his name.
Yeah, so our power is the former of all things, man.
Yeah, it wasn't you, Esau. All right, you didn't create all this shit. All right, it was the Most High. Okay? Everything, all forms of technology came from the Most High. So here it is, Esau will say, oh, well, I taught you how to do that. No, you didn't. It was the Most High that gave wisdom unto certain men to teach that, and then the traditions were carried on. How did you learn? You learned it from Gad, the so-called Native American Indians. You learned how to till the land, how to plant crops, okay? But you didn't learn as much as you should have. Because if you did, you wouldn't be having to use all these chemical-based nutrients, man. All right?
And Esau learned how to fight from the Native Americans.
Oh yeah, there's movies that show you that Esau was learning how to wrestle. Because Gad wrestled. Gad wrestled in MMA. Esau didn't know that shit, man. Esau would stand up and try to duke it out with you and get knocked out.
Esau hit you in the face. Then they take turns socking each other in the head until one of them fell, man.
You got?
Come on. But even on a higher level, guerrilla warfare came from Jake.
Yeah, the joke.
Before that, Esau was marching in line to the beat of drums, standing in perfect order in front of each other, just blowing each other away till the
last man left.
That's how you Edomites fought, man. Holy shit. Jake was just coming out the bushes, stabbing you up and jumping back into the forest, man.
Yeah. And Jake, by all the battles that you fought against Jake, that taught you to grow. Because Esau said, you can't catch him. You got to upgrade. They had to make the Gatling gun. Because Esau couldn't catch Jake. Jake was too fast.
Their little muskets weren't strong enough to kill modern Jake.
No, because you got a musket.
Bounce off.
You got a musket, you fire the musket, then you taking 2-3 minutes to reload that bitch. By that time, you already got tomahawks and arrows coming at your ass, man.
Yeah. Or your own gun. Because a lot of Gadites took them muskets too.
Yeah.
You know, Esau's history said that they traded Slovakia land for rifles and things like that. You know,
Which there's that gift. There's that gift, man.
We got to tap into Esau's blessing.
Tap into Esau. That's what Gad thought, man. But you know what? There was nothing Gad could have done.
No, that was it, man. Oh, actually, I'm going to continue with Psalm 7. This is Psalm chapter 7, verse 12. If he turn not, he will whet his sword. He hath bent his bow and made it ready. He hath also prepared for him.
You got the outside speakers on. Yeah, you got the outside.
He hath also prepared for him the instruments of death. He ordaineth his arrows against the persecutors. Behold, he travaileth with iniquity and hath conceived mischief and brought forth falsehood. He made a pit and digged it and has fallen into the ditch which he made.
Yeah, Esau fell into the ditch which he made. Well, what's that ditch? All of his crimes, man. All of his wickedness. Because those sins built up on him, man. You can't go and conquer every land in the world and occupy it and expect nothing to happen in return, man. All right? Now, what happened? Esau was in his strength. He went around the world, terrorizing the world. Now Esau's getting weak. So what's going to happen? All right? Now the dirt's going to start getting shoveled over the top of him, man. All right? He fucking dug a hole for him damn self. He's got his armies all stretched out to the four winds. All right? Just like what? Rome. Got all these different military bases. How are you going to keep up with that? One country, or even several countries, even the European nations with them, cannot keep up with the whole world, man. All right? Because the whole world is going to turn against you, Edomites, man. Even their own allies, man. Russia, Edomites, are going to shoot missiles on this place. All right? The European nations, they're going to come to the conclusion that, fuck, America is the reason why all these other nations hate us, man.
Yeah, America's fucking in trade between Russia, China, and NATO and the EU, which is the beast. In like Revelation 17 and 15 says that the beast shall hate the whore and shall make her desolate, naked, and burn her with fire. Eat her flesh and burn her with fire. You know, press them up.
This is Ezekiel chapter 25, verse 12. It says, Thus saith Yahweh the Most High, because that Edom have dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and have greatly offended and revenged himself upon them.
Yeah, and Esau did do that, all right? He greatly offended, all right, what he did to Judah. Okay, what did that first part say?
It says, Thus saith Yahweh the Most High, because that Edom have dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance.
And that was that vengeance that Esau, Edom, the so-called white people, had upon the house of Judah. Which Judah, the house of Judah, is the so-called Negroes, which is Judah. Benjamin, the so-called West Indians, people of Trinidad, Tobago, okay, a lot of you Irish, Scots, you're Benjamin, okay? And then Levi, the so-called Haitians. That's the house of Judah. All right, that Esau took nothing but vengeance, man. Look at this, man. That's vengeance, okay? And the word vengeance means payback. All right, you felt like it was right that you do this for Jake whooping your ass, man. And it was a God-given right that we rule over the Edomites. Like it tells you in Genesis, the 25th chapter, it says the elder shall serve the younger. And what happened? Esau just got tired of serving Jake, wanted to be a demon, do his own thing. So what you do? You rebelled against us and you started killing us, man. You know? In all reality, you were created to be our slave, our servant. The elder shall serve the younger. Esau didn't want to do what he was created to be. All right?
Hey, you weren't meant to get the blessing from the womb, dude.
No.
From the womb.
It's not.
All right, you were rejected from the beginning. All right, the power wasn't meant to go to you. It was meant to go to Jacob. And you've been angry about that this whole time, man. That's what it's all about. Is Esau wants the blessing that Jacob got. And that's why Esau was crying, "Oh, Father, bless me too, man. Give me a blessing." Why? Because he felt bad that he gave up his birthright, man, or his soul. And so since that happened, everybody say, "Now the days of my father are over. I'm gonna kill my brother Jacob now, man. That's the same spirit that he's had this whole time, man. That's why it says because your perpetual hatred towards your brother, man. All right, that's why you oppose and exalt yourself above the throne of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. It's because you're in opposition because you can't accept what happened, man. You can't accept the fact that you got rejected of the blessing. All right, and so you're doing everything that you can to obtain that blessing by your blessing, which is violence, man, which is the sword. Which that blessing is actually a curse, man, because he that killeth with the sword must be killed by the sword. And you over here using your blessing with the sword to kill the holy and chosen people, to kill the people that the blessing did actually go to. So now the vengeance is going to be taken upon you 1,000-fold, man. Right? To the point where you're going to be exterminated because it was in your mind to exterminate Jake, because you know in your heart that Jake is supposed to rule the world. So you want to take out the king and take over the kingdom, man. All right? You put Yahweh Shai up on the cross, killed him. Man, Yahweh Shai is the king of Israel, man.
Quick read. This is Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 5. It says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword.
By the force of the sword. All right, go ahead.
In the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end.
Yeah, so when Jake was catching hell, what'd you do? You would further the affliction. All right, you were running up on Jake. You were gathering Jake's up, pointing them out. Oh, they over here, they're over there. Seeking them out, searching them out. All right, dancing and partying and having a good time while the Babylonians took down Judah. All right, that's what you Edomites was doing. All right, you waited until the right moment to strike, just like a viper in the grass. All right, they get a Revelation. Get Revelation. Yeah, you can finish that. Get Revelation 6. Oh, yeah. All right, go ahead.
This is continuing verse 6. It says, therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh the Most High, I will prepare thee unto blood.
I will prepare thee unto blood. Hey, look, so Yahweh Bashem Yahushua had you digging this hole for yourself, man. He pretty much, just like Haman made a hanging block for him and his family, and he thought it was for Mordecai, man. Really, it was for his own damn self. That's the same thing that's happening today. You stupid ass Edomites ain't learned no lesson. Alright, you can't repent. You pride and know that says pride in your heart deceive you. You got all this stuff set up to destroy Jake, but really, you're just gonna destroy yourself. Whether you nuclear missiles, you think you're gonna kill Jake, you're gonna kill yourself. Alright? That's why Psalm 37 says the Most High gonna be laughing at you.
And blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee.
Yeah, you have not hated blood. You got no problem dropping nuclear bombs on people in weaker countries, all right?